Jesus has been my rock through crazy times in Hollywood. I mean, Jesus revolutionized my life.
Vision 180.
Live different.
Different.
Well, I guess we're all here to talk about the big movie, Jesus Revolution. And, well, here in Australia, it opens today, which is super exciting. I've already seen it. Gwen hasn't yet.
I've got tickets for Sunday. I'm very, very excited.
So we're pretty keen. I'm going again tonight with my mum because she was like, "Oh, you got to see it," and I didn't. So we're going again. Yeah, but look, I mean, the movie, how awesome! It's so good, and we're all keen to watch it. Now we know you play the young Greg Laurie. Now, Greggy, he's a big deal over here in Australia with Vision Christian Radio. We play his program all the time. You got to play the G-Man. How did you go with that? What was that like?
It was amazing. He's so generous and he's so kind. I got to talk to him before filming started, and we were on the phone for almost 2 hours.
Wow.
And he was just answering all my questions and having a good time. He was telling me stories from his past. He was talking about his relationships, and he basically gave me a carte blanche phone number situation where if I had any questions or I just wanted to talk to him about anything on set, I could text him and I could call him, and I took him up on that for sure. It was a good.
I would too.
You would just do it just to call him though, Leah.
Just to say hi, I guess. Why not?
Yeah, he's awesome. And he was also on set a lot, and so he was very available. He was also just so encouraging, and he was so supportive. Having him on set was a huge blessing because I'm playing him, and so who better to have on set than the man himself, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And so, like playing Greg, how did you go about preparing for that role? Like, was it any different to any other role? We know we've seen you in a lot of other big movie numbers. So, have you ever played a real person before? Like, how did you go with that?
I have not. This is my first time playing a true story and a character who truly existed and does still. And I think that's a huge blessing, having it my first time with someone who I could actually interact with and talk to. I learned a lot. It was a fun experience. There's a lot of pressure, I think, that is assumed by the person who's trying to play the character who's still alive and gonna come and hang out with you on set. And there's this desire to make it good, so that the person is upset with the telling of their story.
Sure, he wouldn't be.
Pressure.
I was definitely nervous for the first 2 days. I was pretty good by the third day because he was so cool and he was so relaxed. And like I said earlier, he was so just encouraging and just positive about everything. He's just such a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, look, you
love him.
I thought he would be because he's great. He's great. But yeah, as I said, I've seen the movie. Gwen hasn't seen the movie. When we know it's all about obviously the Jesus Revolution of the 70s, and yeah, Gwen.
Well, I guess my question is, what do I need to be prepared for coming into this movie? Do I need to bring tissues? Do I need to bring an emotional support person? I just need all of the answers because I'm so excited and I just need to be prepared, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would take somebody because, going to a movie theater is an experience and it's the entertainment industry. And so it's fun. Going to a movie theater, I just love it. Sitting there with like
fun,
a popcorn or some type of drink.
It's an experience.
It's just nostalgic for me, and it's so fun. So I would definitely take somebody, and if you are an easy crier at a film, I would definitely take tissues.
Yeah, I better do that then.
Check.
You definitely connect with the heartstrings, and the music of the film will really speak to you, and I think maybe push you emotionally.
I was even watching the trailer actually, and I was getting a bit emotional just in the trailer.
Just the trailer. Oh.
Anyway,
it's a lot. It's good. But look, one question we've been asking our listeners all this week in the lead up to the open of the movie here in Australia is how has Jesus revolutionized your life? And we see in the movie Jesus, the Lord, he had a huge impact on the young Greg Laurie and how he came to faith. But we're intrigued by your story. How did you come to know the Lord? I'm getting a little bit personal now.
Getting a bit deep.
We're keen.
I love it. I was raised a Christian in northern Idaho in the United States, and I realized when I was 14, when I started working, that was the first time that I'd really left the very safe bubble that was my home in the Christian community that I was just so familiar with up there. It was my first time leaving that safety bubble for sure, and realizing that, I needed Jesus personally, and not just because my parents were Christians. And I remember just being kind of like blown away by that realization. And like powerful sermons throughout the years have always struck home in a powerful way. And Jesus has been my rock through crazy times in Hollywood, low times in my career, in the good times. And it's just, Jesus revolutionized my life and by like loving me. And so that was one of the things that I connected so like gracefully, patting myself on the back for no reason. That's one of the reasons why I connected with Greg so quickly in our mutual love of Jesus, and our salvation stories. Different, but same but different.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's awesome. That's so good. I love hearing about people that have kept their faith and started at a young age, and stayed on with the Lord. It's hard to do. It's not an easy walk to do. I similar to me, grew up in a Christian home as well, and life is hard, and I can't imagine like what it would be like doing it in Hollywood as well. In an industry that's wildly secular. Like, how do you go about keeping your faith in an industry that kind of shuns the Lord in a sense?
There's a lot of people in Hollywood who are Christian. There's a lot who aren't, and I think there's a very tight knit community of people who are Christian, and a lot of the hardships that I feel like we go through in life are not going to be nullified, or they're not going to go away in any like significant way with community. But as iron sharpens iron, as community is so core to us as human beings. I found some great people in Hollywood. Found some brothers for life, and I have been extremely blessed by talking with them. One of my good friends, Logan Schroyer from This Is Us, he and I get on the phone all the time, and we talk about our audition. We're like, hey man, like what's going on with this? I don't know. Like, what are you doing? What's your thoughts on this? He and I have called each other and been like, hey man, like I've got this decision coming up. I need you to pray for me. I'm not really sure right now which way it's gonna go. And like that kind of brotherhood, that kind of camaraderie, it's just necessary. And so building a community in Hollywood was one of the things that it was non-optional for me. I had to, I got to get the boys,
Yes.
Guys that like I'm really good friends with, and we can cut through the weeds, and we can get past the topical conversations, and really be strong together and strengthen each other. So
that would make a big difference as well, just having that fellowship around you in that community as well, I would imagine.
And like with people that understand the pressures of the industry as well. That's awesome. I had no idea. That's great. I'm thinking you're just some lone wolf out there loving Jesus. But no,
it makes that way sometimes, but that's not how it is.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's actually wildly encouraging. That's so good.
Yeah.
I guess sort of bringing it back to the movie a little bit, one of the things I loved about it was
Don't spoil it.
No spoilers. But
Okay.
like, it is that it didn't shy away from the realities of the 70s. It was a time where there was a lot of drug use and all the sort of crazy things going on, which you see quite. Yeah, you do see it in the movie, but like, how do you go? I guess.
Portraying it,
portraying it, but like, what are you hoping the takeaway is from that? I mean, I'll be honest, it wasn't the kind of Christian movie that I would have expected. You kind of go in with a certain idea of what a Christian movie is going to be, and it far exceeded it for me. And yeah, I guess I don't even know where I'm going with this question, but like, I thought that was fantastic. Is that it didn't shy away from that, and
thank you.
Yeah.
and I really do. I do think that's one of the things that Christian movies possibly get wrong is the shying away of sin in a real life situation. You know, there's darkness in the world, there's darkness in our lives, and you know, I think there's a beautiful transition of Greg's life before his baptism.
Yeah.
And then also after his baptism, seeing it come, you know, to the other side of, you know, accepting Jesus and acting in a Christian-like manner and discovering like what that means, and also discovering that that's not easy. Like your problems don't go away once you become a Christian, you know?
That's important to show, hey.
Yeah.
Especially when you're so close to the connections that you previously had and you're feeling convicted about them in a different way. You know, Greg used to say in one testimony that I saw of his, he's like, yeah, man, like I was saved, but like I still had my same old friends and they still did drugs. And so I was going to smoke weed with them, and I was just going to be a loaded Christian. And he was gonna like go party, and like he was gonna do what he used to do, and but he was convicted at a party. He's like, this isn't right. Like this isn't what I should be doing. And so I think yes, there's a strong story about drugs in this film, like just to be aware of before bringing your kids.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it really shows like the darkness in that lifestyle. I think it shows the loss of the path in front of you. I think it is a strong telling and visualization of that without really just being unnecessarily vulgar or going too far with it, you know. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this film is there's darkness and there's a lot of light.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, well, that's the goodness of God, isn't it? You shed His light onto the situation, and I think the film so clearly, you know, portrays that. But then also like for this generation coming through now, there's such a very clear parallel to our society today to how it was then as well. So there's definitely that need for it as well. And it's like, I'm guessing going through, is that like, I mean, it wasn't an accident that it came out this time.
Yeah, well, you said it was delayed originally, wasn't it, because of COVID?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. So I auditioned in January of 2020.
Yeah, wow.
And we didn't end up filming until 2022. Wow. And then the film came out this year in 2023. Wow. So myself, I don't really believe in coincidences. I think everything is by design and by set by a creator, and you know there's a story being told, and I do believe that the film coming out in 2023 was not accidental, and it was very powerful, and I think it's a story that people are just hungry for and just desiring to feel the just the outcome of the film. I don't want to spoil too much.
No, thanks, Joel. I appreciate that.
I think I just think it's so powerful, and it speaks to people in a real like significant way nowadays. And I think before and after COVID, the two receptions of the film would be totally different.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. True. Yeah, it's definitely a story that obviously in God's timing needed to come out now. So that's very special.
Oh, it's awesome. And it's awesome that it's finally here, for one. I know
For me to finally watch
in
when I do.
Australia, we're always a few months behind the US. But you know what? We've been patiently waiting.
I've been trying so hard not to watch spoilers, actually. 'Cause every time I go on Instagram,
they're there. They're there, waiting for you.
Yeah, they are.
But I guess, you know, let's go into a little bit. So what would be your, I don't know, on-set favorite movie memory? I'm sure there would have been so many. Kelsey Grammer is a legend.
Leah loves Kelsey Grammer.
I do. Yeah. And Jonathan Rumi, they're all great. And of course, you're great in the movie as well. But
yeah, we love you too, Joel. Don't worry.
What was your favorite on-set memory? Any funny times you can dish?
Man, there's a lot that stand out. I mean, we had some pretty iconic days on set. One that sticks out maybe the most is the baptism scene. We got together. Greg was on set that day. And so we got together with Greg, and Jonathan was like, what's a prayer that we can pray before we dunk? Because, you know, like once Joel goes under, he's going to be drenched for the rest of it, you know? Yeah. And so we want to get it right.
Yeah.
And so it was John Irwin, it was Brent McCorkle, the two directors, and then Greg and Jonathan and I, and we were kind of standing in a circle and like, all right, let's do this. And we were chasing the sun too. The sun was going down really quick. And so we were moving quickly.
Yes.
And it just turned out so well. I mean, it's such a pivotal moment in every Christian's life is your baptism. And I just, you know, it was such a beautiful day, and it stands out clearly in my mind.
Yeah.
Along with a certain moment on a rainy sidewalk. Sticks out clearly in my mind.
I know which one you mean, yes.
But I'm not
hold up. I'm like in the deep end.
No spoilers.
He was just like literally just alluding to like this big pivotal moment and then just cuts off. Joel, what are you doing to me?
No spoilers though.
I'm just getting excited to go see the film.
I'm already so excited. I got free tickets and I'm literally so excited. Anyway, carry on.
We're hyped. No, but that scene that you're talking about, the rainy what, is a good one. It's a good one. They're all good ones.
Excited to finally watch it.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah, go.
Joel, can you do an Aussie accent? I would love to hear it.
Oh no.
Did you just try and do it with the no then? Because no. I'm kind of hurt right now.
It was awful.
That is not how we say no.
Like we had to ask.
I'm terrible with accents, and I truly can't do an Aussie one either.
It's okay.
That's okay. Look, we won't hold that against you. That's all good. It's a tough one to do. No, not many people.
I'm holding it against you a little bit, but anyway, I'll move on.
Ouch. But look, we've got quite a bit of time left. We might do some rapid fire questions if you're open.
Rapid fire. Let's do it.
Alrighty. So we've already covered the best Aussie accent one, but one thing we do love doing around here is we are lovers of the dad jokes. And have you got a good one? What's your best dad joke?
Oh man, I love a good dad joke. Why is it when I'm asked about a good joke?
I know.
Yeah, I can never.
Nothing.
Oh man, good dad. Truly, I'm blanking.
We'll come back to it.
That's right. We'll come back. We'll let it simmer in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever had a Tim Tam?
I have, and they're so good.
Yes.
You know, agreed. All right. Do you have any hidden talents?
I can juggle.
Wow.
Oh, I can juggle.
I can solve a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, okay. That's brag worthy. That's pretty good. But like, in how long can you do it? I mean,
I've solved a Rubik's Cube in 47 seconds.
Wow.
Which, if you're professional, that's not very fast.
Oh,
but
wow.
if you're amateur, it's.
I don't know if that counts, actually, Joel. It's not professional.
47 seconds. I don't know.
Professional, but my average is around 2 minutes.
We look. At least you can solve it. My average is like 3 months, and then I give up. I do like 2 sides. I'm like, I had enough. Give it away.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Morning or night person?
Ooh, I'm a night person, but I'm working on becoming a morning person.
That's what every night person says. I'm exactly the same. Hasn't worked yet, but
Love it. Yeah.
It's actually working for me. My thing is,
okay.
I've discovered that if I get up in the morning and I go on a run, or even just like a nice walk or a jog, then I like kind of get I get going. It's almost like a physicalization of getting my day started.
I'm really liking this pep talk. This is good.
That's right.
Keep it coming. Yeah. What else do I need to do, Joel? Do you have a favorite song at the moment?
Oh man,
giving him the hard quick fire questions, aren't we? This isn't too good.
These are not very.
Sorry, Joel.
Ooh,
he can sing.
5-Leaf Clover by oh my goodness, Luke Combs. Wow.
I told you liked Luke Combs.
You know what? We did predict Luke Combs. We're like, no, we can't ask that. He's probably just going to say Luke Combs. And you did.
You did anyway. I love Luke Combs. He came to Australia and I watched him live in, I think, 2019. It was
nice.
so good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I am so jealous.
It was
he
so
was just
good.
in Nashville last weekend, and I really wanted to see him.
You should. He's like kind of like, he's so sweet. Like he just hyped up his wife so much the entire time, and I was like, you were so wholesome. Anyway, yeah, would recommend.
Sweet.
He's very good.
Oh, I love it.
It is a bucket list item for me to go see him live.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Bucket list item.
Yeah.
Throw another one at us besides Luke Combs.
Skydiving.
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
Skydiving. What else is on my bucket list? I like Scotch, the drink.
Oh, very good.
Same.
So it is a bucket list item for me to go to Scotland and tour some of the distilleries. And some of those are older than the United States as a country. There's some breweries, maybe not in Scotland, maybe Ireland or Germany, but there are some really cool places that I would like to go visit.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like Australia, like the Bundaberg rum distillery is a bucket list for every single Australian, I think.
100%. It is. I mean, it's only like a 6-hour drive, but we can do it.
We'll do it one day.
Yeah, one day.
I got to walk over the bridge, but I didn't go to the distillery.
Wait, so you've been to Australia?
I have, yeah. I came to Australia in 2011, and I was 15. It was awesome.
Was that for Super 8? Wait, were you Super 8 then? Was it Super 8 in 20? No, I don't know. Ignore me.
2011 or 2012?
Maybe.
Oh, wow. I'm blanking.
It was so long ago. Like
I don't remember what I was doing then.
I'm getting so old. I can't even remember.
No shame in that, though. No shame in it. Okay, so you've been to Australia. Where have you been in Australia? Did you go all around?
So I've only been to Sydney, and it was when we were.
Brisbane's the place to be.
You did the tourist thing, I see.
Did. Well, we were doing press for Super 8, and so I had no control over the schedule. And I do remember this was amazing. My hotel was so close to the Sydney Opera House, and I was high enough up on the building that the way my room at the hotel was oriented, I had the lights from the panels of the Opera House like splashed across my ceiling.
So cool. Awesome.
And I remember thinking at that age, I was like, this is really cool.
I could just imagine you doing that.
It's so clear in my memory.
Yeah, no, that is cool. That's awesome. And like, okay, so then since you've only been to Sydney, which no hate for that, but like, where else would you like to go? You can say Queensland, specifically South Brisbane, which is where we are. You're welcome.
Definitely Brisbane.
Queensland has the best beaches too.
Exactly.
I mean, for honest.
I would love to go there. My wife also wants to go to Australia.
Bring her.
It's just got to happen.
We could show you around. It would be great.
A great tour guide.
We could bring Tim Tams. Yeah, we go. Done.
Yes.
Yep, it's going to have to happen.
Milo.
Now.
We've got it all. We've got it
Oh,
all.
Milo.
Oh, you like Milo?
All right, Joel. We will never hold Sydney against you ever again because you like Milo.
That's all right. You're back in the good books now, bud. It's all good.
Or Rory staring at it.
All right, now we'll circle back. How did you go with that dad joke?
Oh, dad jokes. I was thinking of other things. It's a good dad joke. Man, just puns.
Pun is fine. I love a good pun.
I love a good pun too. Puns are so hard to come up with.
That's all right.
Okay,
no pressure.
So situational, you know?
When you visit Australia,
I'm
you can
really
tell us
struggling
one.
with it.
You can tell us one then.
That's all right. We'll be waiting for our good dad joke when you come to Brisbane. All right.
Perfect.
Well, Joel, we'll have to wrap it up there because we're getting the heave-ho. But thank you so much for chatting with us. You are such a legend, and I'm looking forward to seeing Jesus Revolution again.
I'm going to take my mum. My mum is a massive fan of you. She was ready to break into the studio and like say hello. But obviously she can't do that.
That's amazing. Well, tell her I say hi, and I
will.
hope you two enjoy the film together.
Thank you. I'm very, very excited. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you so much for your time, Joel. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vision 180.
Live different.
Different.